So the total crypto market cap, let's let this load in real quick. Ooh, Mr. Sneezy. But this was our, so this was, a lot of people are like, oh, it's a rising triangle, which, yeah, it is a triangle. You got the ascending support, you got the downtrending resistance, and if this breaks out, this is how you confirm a breakout on a consolidation instead of putting in the head and shoulders pattern. This is the importance, or the M-topping reversal. A lot of people were guilty of thinking this run was over and they prematurely sold everything. Yeah, you can take your profit, but when this doesn't break down like this, like everybody thought it was going to, this is how this becomes a left shoulder, and then this isn't it. This move should finish up here. Anything that happens here should just be a consolidation, unless this was a manipulated overreach and then it just does something like that, which is not uncommon, but this is confirming your breakout. So, and now we're riding the 20-day up in the 30-minute time frame, and as you've seen, the breakout rode it up, hit it again. Now we're going to try to push out on it again. If not, we'll just have to reconsolidate down, and that'll be very easy to find out. It's actually relatively elementary, if you want to say. A lot of people act like it's some big thing, but it's not. We had a confirmed breakout. Now you just try to hold that up, trying to confirm the confirmation on the breakout, in case you don't have enough steam to initially push up. So where would it consolidate down to? You'd be looking at about 1.209. On our way up to our ultimate target of about 1.248 trillion, and we can go back in the pattern to show a little bit of confluency of why this is an important level. And you have to go back a little bit because we had quite a drop. And when you come back in here, man, I need to go into like the 4 hour because there's a reason why I use that. Yeah, this is where it lost the support. We came up right here. So we came down, we were using the consolidation. Let me grab my arrow. It'll be a lot easier to explain it. So we have this consolidation, kind of like a bear flag, but it kind of tricked us into a bull flag, but we could tell this is a bear flag. And we had to try to have a V-shaped recovery. So every time it used this line, it was either support, resistance, came back below, would drop. Right here is when I'm like, you know what? This is the first spot where it had immediate action off here and went bearish. Had a V-shaped recovery. Then again, came down, used the exact same area as resistance. Came back down, tried to have another recovery. Hit it again for a third time right here. And when it hit it the third time and rejected, failed. That's where I knew that was the key pivot level in this area. And that goes back to June of 2022. I've never forgot this point on the map. Never. And now it's only come until, now we're in April of 2023. Almost 9 full months. And now it's coming back into play. And this is how we can see our pivot level right now. Where our actual move up right now, whoops, should be defined by as this finish. If we don't break out any farther, this is where you could get the ultimate rejection here to confirm the bear market. That's the significance of this move right now. If we confirm the bear market, this is going to be a long, sustained little run here. If not, if we break above 1.248 and put in this W, which, if you ask me, it looks like a gigantic W in the longer time frames. If you do this, now can it break out? Maybe. But that's why if it breaks out, then you come up here and it's like 1.53 trillion, or even higher. So that's your major threshold. So now let's go back into Bitcoin so that we can get into XRP. And yes, this is a lot to take in right away. But I feel the only proper way for me to do this is to show you the entirety of the scope of what's going on here. We'll get into Bitcoin now. As Bitcoin's at 30,335, up 1.44% or 434 points on the day. And if we look at Bitcoin again, Bitcoin is just like the total crypto market cap. It is trying to break out of this region where if it gets rejected up here, it's still got a little ways to go though. That's up there at about 31,582. But we haven't confirmed a breakout yet because we have to get above this 30,581. I don't know how else to explain it. It's the exact same spot back here we got rejected back in June of 2022. That's the significance of that level. A lot of people will act like there's no rhyme or reason to some people's charts. That's incorrect on mine. We broke out of this formation right here, finally, after breaking down out of it a long time ago. And now finally we got back into it at the end of the formation. Bounced up, and now we're at that key resistance. If we break out of this, there's nothing in between us now and Bitcoin coming up to that 32,000, almost 400 range. And Darren's in the audience right now. We'll go over the USDT anomaly in just a sec. But I want to look at XRP, and anybody watching right now will also be able to see XLM in time. But XRP's up 1.56% on the day. It's at 0.5127. And if we look at XRP, we're in the same phase as the total crypto market cap, same thing as Bitcoin. And the key with XRP right now is we're putting in a bullish cup and handle, and we've got that same triangle that I showed on the total crypto market cap. I just drew it in myself a couple days ago. It looks like ass like this, but let me make it closer. Okay. So hopefully everybody can understand. I'm not going too fast, but if I am, that's just the way it has to be. But the inverted head and shoulders is what I believe is starting to form here. Left shoulder, inverted head, right shoulder. Now we're in the consolidatory phase. We have this triangle that formed. And yeah, I know it looks like ass, but that's me freehanding it. And you know what? I'm not the best drawer. So, and then I put the overextension here because this is where it would hold if it was just a bear trap. Exactly what's happened right now. Should bounce in and get over 52.22 if we're confirming the inverted head and shoulder. And that would in the immediate short term, because don't get it twisted. In the immediate short term, we're showing that, but we're in a much larger on the weekly in a head and shoulders pattern. So don't get it twisted, but there is an inverted head and shoulders here right now. That could ultimately push you up to that 55.85 level. And then if you were to break that, we can come to the pattern double top at 5.85, but more than likely, you would try to come up here towards that 60 cents and either get a rejection or get back into that much higher pattern. And if you do that, then we get to talk a little bit, and it'd be quite interesting. Because then you come back into, I think I want to go into, we can look at this one, the all-time pattern. This is how we knew we had a confirmed breakout. We had a W on top of that downtrending resistance, the descending triangle that we were in for a very long time. Or, I mean, downtrending resistance, uptrending support, you can call it whatever you want. And then we held the 494. We already know the other levels breaking up. But if we break down, it's important to know those levels. But if we were to break up past 60 cents, this is the top of the all-time pattern. The next formation's up at 88 cents. So there is a chance that we could come all the way up there and maybe even higher, because the highest formation's way up here. And I don't want anybody to get their jollies off, but it's way up there now that we've come out here. I mean, you're talking, that's just, but that's in La La Land. That's if we were to break the 2021 high, folks. Don't get too excited here yet. And then I had my theory that if XRP, and look how perfect this was, if XRP held this at any time, and this was just the end of it, because it would break down if it didn't bounce by here, but I said it could happen any time back here. And I said the estimated move would be up to 494, and it was a 37% move as long as it held this uptrending support line, and it has. It came down here and held it back here. And now it held up, and now we talked about it. If it gets on top of here, that's when you can have some fun and maybe get up to this level. That's about the 77, but you got to get past 60 cents and everything else we talked about. But it is fun after you look at what we talked about. We put this out a long time ago. And I said I could put this over here. I even said at the time I could put this over here and do this, but then it would confuse everybody. I guess I can do it now since the move was made. But all that was supposed to show was as long as this held, or this held, as long as this holds, this uptrending support, you have a bounce up to that level. And that's exactly what happened. And now, we have to see what happens now. So, we're going to put this back where it was at, just so it doesn't get in the way of anything. And then you look at the perpetual futures chart with XRP. This is where you can see the move up. If this is an inverted head and shoulders, which it looks like it is taking shape right now. If you ask me, it looks like it's taking shape in the small short term. Now, this could play out into a topping reversal pattern up here at 585. Or if we lose the 494, then you have to come back down here and it's going to be detrimental. We'll play this across. You know, I don't like to do it until we continue across the pattern. But it's going to come down to the 456 approx, 457 on that uptrend. So that's what I'm looking at there. And then I want to do one more with XLM, and then we'll just get into shooting the shit here. XLM sitting at 1051, up 1.57%. I want to show XLM because it's attempting a breakout here. It's going to attempt a massive breakout here, and I don't think I put the right chart. Maybe I did. Yes. So I have two different ones. So this is the huge potential. Now, we have to acknowledge there is a chance that this could bring us all the way back down to 10.006, but we are attempting the breakout up here at the 10.55, but that's a falling channel. That's a bullish reversal when you break up out of a falling channel. This is the breakup out of the old formation, and it's lining up perfectly for a breakout. And then it would be a big return up here of about 20% plus to the 124 level. I also have it right here, and I have it slightly shown different, just so it might be a little easier to grasp. But this is how it would look. This is kind of breaking the formation down and using this as the downtrending support, downtrending resistance, and breaking out of kind of like a descending triangle. So, and it would end up in the same spot, approximately 1222. And that's if we break out from this area.